Today on the Morning Edition, just because it's August doesn't mean it's the wrong time of year to celebrate a new year and a new season. The Hmong Harvest Festival took place over the weekend, doing just that. Plus, in Girdwood, blueberry season is in full swing with the Blueberry Festival happening over the weekend as well. We'll take a look at how that went. And later, we'll introduce you to two dogs who are real-life Paw Patrol superhero canines, working hard as they train to save lives in real emergencies. All this and more as the Morning Edition starts now. Very fun. I can't wait to see that story because they look kind of adorable. We have several cute little dog stories.
Yeah, have you ever watched Paw Patrol? I'm kind of throwing myself.
I have not.
It's a kid's show, but it's actually really good. It's kind of like Bluey. It's got some of those adult things in it, and I don't know, just like watching cartoons every now and then.
Well, just a little bit of peace and quiet is not a bad thing. Speaking of quiet, it's raining out there. It just feels like calmer today because of the rain.
Yeah, we've got those rain, we've got the windy conditions. Of course, yesterday we did see those wind advisories, but those have expired across South Central. But we're still favoring some gusty winds this morning. Now, the rain itself has kind of been on and off throughout the night. We're seeing that heaviest activity shifting north into the valley. And due to the nature of the atmosphere, we're going to continue to keep some daily rain showers around through a good portion of this week. But we've also got our winds. They're out of the south, southeast as we head throughout the day, which is our downsloping winds. And typically when we have those downsloping winds, we can expect to see some periodic sunshine breaks, more so across western parts of the Kenai and into Anchorage and lower parts of the valley. That's not to be guaranteed, but anytime we do have those gusty winds out of the southeast up under overcast skies, we do tend to see some of those areas seeing those clouds breaking away. But rain is with us this morning, not for everyone, more so as you head north into the valley, as well as out towards the Alaska range. In fact, we've seen some thunderstorms firing through the overnight hours as you head through parts of the eastern Alaska range. And this rain is shifting north into the interior. So we've got a wetter weather pattern that's beginning to emerge as we head through a good portion of this week. You can see a lot drier across the Kenai. Anchorage is seeing upwards of 0.2 of an inch of rain. Portage upwards of about 0.3 of an inch of rainfall, while Cordova has seen nearly 0.5 inch of rain accumulation. Now, winds have also been fairly gusty. We've been seeing those winds anywhere from about 25 to 45 miles per hour across South Central. Those will still continue to remain gusty throughout the day, although they do subside as we welcome in the evening hours. Be prepared for a wet day across parts of South Central. Not everyone will see all-day rain, but those temperatures will stay on the cooler side as we top out in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Coming up in my full forecast, that weather pattern taking hold, much-needed rain heading into southeast. We'll be talking about that as well as the cooler weather statewide.
A person is in police custody after Anchorage police responded to the report of violence on DeBar Road near Boniface Parkway. The road was closed for a time yesterday evening while police sorted out the situation. Now, we don't have many details on the altercation or what exactly happened just yet. We're still working on gathering that information, but APD says there is no threat to public safety and the roads have been reopened and cleared. A report of an explosion and fire on a roof brought Anchorage firefighters to Eagle River on Sunday. Crews responded to a home on Sauvignon Circle just before noon. They found flames on a back deck reaching into the second floor and attic. The occupants escaped before crews arrived. Firefighters brought the fire under control and checked the home for hidden fires. 3 adults have been displaced, but no one was hurt. Anchorage police say a teenage bicyclist has died after being hit by an SUV in Eagle River. Officers were called Wednesday night on the Old Glen Highway near Park Place, where 2 bicyclists were riding northbound as Toyota RAV4 pulled out of a parking lot. Investigators say the RAV4 hit one of the riders, who was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. That young man died from those injuries on Saturday. Police say the driver stayed on the scene and cooperated, and no arrests have been made. Major structural damage has shut down the Skagway Ferry Terminal. The Alaska Marine Highway System says all service to and from Skagway has been suspended until further notice. Officials say ferry operations will not resume until the docking facility is safe. Passengers with reservations are being contacted about refunds, rerouting, and other travel options. The state has not released a repair timeline. U.S. and Canadian forces joined up this week in the Bering Strait in the Bering Strait for a show of Arctic readiness. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Stratton and a Canadian Navy ship conducted their second joint sail of the year as part of Operation Tundra Merlin. Coast Guard leaders say the Bering Strait is a critical maritime gateway to North America, and the operations are designed to help improve readiness to secure and defend the region. Building off of Operation Tundra Merlin, U.S. Special Operations Forces are deploying across western Alaska for a major Arctic defense exercise. Operation Polar Dagger runs through August 31st, with teams operating from Nome, Wales, Little Diomede, St. Lawrence Island, Tin City, and Point Hope. The exercise tests how quickly small teams can deploy, communicate, and stay supplied in remote Arctic conditions. Officials say the training helps strengthen defense of America's Arctic approaches. Well, it may be August, but for Anchorage's Hmong community, harvest season marks the start of a new year. This weekend, thousands gathered to celebrate with food, dance, and tradition. The Hmong Harvest Festival filled the Sullivan Arena with traditional dance, music, food, and Southeast Asian vendors. The festival is organized by HEART, Hmong Empowering, Advocating, Reforming Together. Organizers say it gives people a place to share their culture and celebrate the Hmong New Year.
It's the one time and the one opportunity we can take out our clothes and dress them, and we can feel like we belong and not. I mean, imagine us wearing this on an everyday basis. You guys are gonna think we're weird, but here we feel like it's us. We're welcome to dress in the way that we are. It's expected, it's part of it, and it makes us feel like we're sharing a part of ourselves with our community.
The festival also featured a dance competition, a soccer tournament, and more in celebration of the Hmong New Year. Critical minerals are essential to everything from energy to national defense. Now the federal government is investing in the people who will help produce them. UAF leaders tell Adrian Peterson why Alaska could be a key part of that plan.
The Trump administration is pushing to rebuild America's critical mineral supply chain from the ground up. And that starts with the people who know how to mine them. On August 7th, President Trump announced plans to invest up to $100 million through the Department of Energy, targeting all 14 accredited mining schools in the country. The goal? Double the number of mining graduates within 2 years and produce roughly 6,000 new engineers over the next decade. Alaska holds a unique position in this push.
Our future is tied to our mineral endowment. There is no two ways about it. There are two major industries here. One is the oil and gas industry, and the other one is the mining industry. And we have all the 26 out of 30 critical minerals here, and in substantial amounts.
But here's the catch. No money has been confirmed yet. The Department of Energy's announcement is a notice of intent. UAF has not been assigned a specific dollar amount, but leaders say the university is well positioned as the only accredited mining school in the entire Pacific Northwest.
The University of Alaska has stepped up to do that for 100 years now. We've been a mining school since the very beginning. And that is something where we have skills, we have abilities, we have good faculty, we can do that.
For now, UAF waits. But university leaders say the intent alone signals a potential turning point for Alaska's mineral future. Adrian Peterson, Alaska's news source.
Still ahead today on the morning edition, the Alaska State Fair is on its way this week, and ahead of the opening of the doors, we take a look at an important message from one longtime Alaskan. I'll share her message and mission when we return.
And a wet week expected across a good portion of the state. Some much needed rain heading to southeast. I'll have more on what to expect as we head throughout this week. But first, at sunrise, 6:14 in Anchorage, 5:18 in Utqiagvik. Your full forecast is next.
And good morning. It is a little bit gray out there. We've had some rain this morning. Aaron, how long is this lasting? I mean, it's been beautiful these last couple of weeks, so I cannot complain.
Yeah, last week was certainly exceptional. Of course, this weekend provided some decent opportunities to get outdoors. And while it's not going to bring rain every single day this week, we are favoring wet weather for a good portion of the state as we head through the rest of this week on into the weekend. Temperature-wise this morning, many areas waking up with those temperatures holding in the 50s. We're sitting at 62 degrees in Kotzebue. Over the weekend, we did see a record high as you went out towards Kotzebue, and then of course last week week towards the tail end of last week. We also saw a record high out towards Utqiagvik. There's our area of low pressure out towards the Yukon Delta. You can see rain extending from Norton Sound down through southwest Alaska here in south central and then north as you head through the interior. So wetter weather beginning to take hold across the state. We've also got some much needed rain that's building in across southeast. We'll talk about that coming up in my next forecast, but I'll go ahead and tell you that Juneau is currently sitting at the third driest summer to date. So any rain is going to be beneficial to the Panhandle. And notice the ridge that we did see last week that has shifted off towards the southeast. And in this place, we've got this trough that's building back in across the state. But notice the general pattern, that flow pulling in from the west to the east. So that's going to drive in ample moisture to southeast as we head throughout this week. So much needed rainfall will build in across the Panhandle. Not overly wet today across south central. We'll see some dry time. We're already beginning to dry out for Anchorage as that rain builds north into the valley. But we will see a gradual return to more rain showers later this afternoon. So we'll see some dry time, showers build in, dry time, and then more showers as we head into the rest of this evening and into the overnight hours. Now, Tuesday as a whole is shaping up to be fairly dry. We can't rule out some isolated showers, but for the most part, most locations will trend on the drier side with a gradual return to rain as we welcome in your Wednesday and into Thursday. So we do have some dry time this week. This is not going to be all day, everyday rainfall to be expected, but we are going to see a tilt towards wetter weather as we head throughout this week. Much drier across the Kenai through midweek. You can see the heaviest activity expected through Prince William Sound and then north into the valley. We're still on track to see upwards of about ½ an inch, if not locally higher amounts as you head out towards Anchorage and surrounding areas. Of course, some of the heaviest rainfall looks to be through the valley as well as coastal areas of Prince William Sound. So we're saying goodbye to the sunshine and hello to a wet week of weather across a good portion of south central. So we're replacing that ridge with that trough. This is not going to stick around as we head through this week into next week. There is signs that we will see a gradual return to some ridging as we welcome in next week, which will lead to some warmer weather. Those temperatures, though, daily holding right around 60, overnight lows in the 50s.
I need just a couple more dry days for my garden. So
well, tomorrow may be actually a bit on the drier side.
Okay, good. We'll take that. Thanks, Aaron. Well, the Alaska State Fair opens this Friday, and one Homer woman bringing her clothing line to the fairgrounds has a message printed into every single design. It's a message about mental health, and we do want to warn you this story does mention suicide. Danny Tompkins joins us now with more. Danny.
Good morning, Tracy. This is actually one of Jacqueline Luking's design. You can see something that she has in these are intricate designs made all the way around, and it's siren and a sailor here. And she draws inspiration from the ocean. And while it is a clothing brand, what she really has built on is a mission.
Every line tells a story. The edgy skull, the whale that just wants to be left alone.
That's really special design to me. Our OG design is very, very special. Our first ever logo.
Behind every design,
These are good. Cheers.
a message. Based on 4 phrases.
Chase the challenge, sail the rough seas, embrace the darkness, the voyage is yours.
Jacqueline Luking sketches each design by hand.
Because this one's so cool, and I wish, I don't know, that I want to keep this one around.
With a specific purpose in mind.
When I was 13, I lost someone super close to me and was introduced to mental health struggles that I had no idea were a thing. I was introduced to suicide, and I didn't understand it. And it was a lot to process.
She doesn't want others to struggle alone.
I've gone through some really, really dark days, and I still do, honestly. But there's a lot of people out there who don't feel, who didn't get through it, you know, and who aren't getting through it and can get through it. And so it needs to be talked about more.
That's her motivation to keep the business going, even when it's hard.
You prayed for this. You wanted this busyness. You are exhausted, but you prayed to be exhausted. You wanted this, and
a portion of every sale goes to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Because even if you can change that for one person, to know that there's help out there for one person, that's all it takes, you know. That's worth it. That's rewarding.
Reminding people that the voyage is yours, and she's just here to help you live it.
What a beautiful message. Jacqueline has a new design each year for the State Fair, and this one is called, it's the Tufted Puffin, and it's called Built Tufted. You can see here, it's got a cute little puffin on it, but the message is that even in the hardest times, you are tougher than you think. If you or someone you know is struggling, you can always dial the suicide prevention line at 988. We also have resources linked on our website. Tracy.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.